Hey guys, today is Tuesday, the 11th of May, and it is a beautiful day out. It is probably about 70-ish degrees right now, and it feels amazing. And I am going to take the next little bit and get some more things planted in my garden. So today what we're going to be planting is the tomatoes that I started from seeds, and then I actually went to the store yesterday to pick up some pepper plants, and so I am going to get that stuff planted, and I thought it'd be fun to just let you guys tag along. So if you've seen any of my other garden videos, I've mentioned that this is where I'm going to be putting the tomatoes. As you can see, the ground, let's see if I can get a good, it's not the best soil. So what I'm going to do is, let me flip this camera around. I am going to pick the best tomatoes, space them out where I want them planted. I am going to crowd them a little bit. I'll probably plant them about 18 inches apart. And then I'm going to dig a hole, and then I'm going to add in some compost, manure, and eggshells to that hole, and then fill it back up, and then water and fertilize the tomato plants. So these are my tomato starts. I did go through yesterday and separate them by the different variety. These are my large Roma, and as you can see, they're a bit scraggly, but I'm still going to plant them. And then these right here, let's see, these 5 are Chef's Blend, which is like a cherry tomato. They all look really good. And then I have my beefsteak right here. So I know for sure I want to plant a majority of the beefsteak and the large Romas. I'll probably have some extra Chef's Blend because honestly there's only so many cherry tomatoes that we can eat in a season, and they're not great for canning. So I'm gonna pick my favorite ones and the best looking ones, and then get those spaced out over by the tomato trellis. Okay, so I spaced these all out. They are approximately 18 inches apart, and that's 5 per cattle panel. And then as you can see, I'm going to be planting one on this side, and then the next one will be on the opposite side, kind of back and forth. And so now I just need to go get some of that compost mixed into a bucket with eggshells and manure from the rabbit. So I mixed up the rabbit manure and the compost, and now I'm going to add in these eggshells that I dried out, like dehydrated them and then crushed them up, and I'm just going to sprinkle some into this mixture and mix it all around. I'm gonna call that good. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna call that good. So a little bit more about the eggshells, because I kind of do a tiny bit know what I'm doing. I know that the eggshells add calcium back to the soil. I did this last year. I don't know if I noticed a difference, but it's definitely not hurting anything, and so I'm going to add it again this year to my soil. Okay, my soil mixture is all together, and now comes the unfun part of digging the holes for each tomato plant. This soil is very hard and dry, and so it takes a lot of effort to dig the holes, but I'm gonna see if I can get it done real quick, and then I will show you guys when I plant them. Oh my goodness, guys, I am not used to this weather. As you can see, I'm a little hot. The heat radiating off of that back wall of the house makes it super hot along there. The holes actually, sorry, there's a log truck driving by. The holes actually weren't that hard to dig. I kind of had forgotten that me and Michael went in and dug up and added in rabbit manure before we put the T-posts in, so it really didn't take me that long, but I'm still kind of hot. So I'm gonna take a minute to cool down and get some water, And while I do, I just wanted to say something really quick. Guess you may. What was I going to say? Oh, when it comes to gardening, this is my 4th year doing a garden. I'm still learning as I go, and I think that's how most gardeners are. You just kind of experiment each year and hope for the best and kind of learn from past mistakes. Last year was the first year that I kept a garden journal, and it's helped a lot. I wrote down when I started plants, when I started getting plants, how much I got off of each plant, the location of where I planted them. And yeah, I plan on doing that again this year just so that I can kind of learn, because that's really what gardening is. If you ever plant something and it doesn't do good, don't feel discouraged and try again next year. There's many things that you can do to change it up. Change the location of where you're planting it, fertilize with something different, plant your own seeds for your starts, or buy them from a different nursery. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that really quick, that I don't do everything 100% perfect, and I'm still learning as I go. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. So I'm gonna drink a water bottle, and then I will show you guys how I plant my tomatoes. Okay, so this is an up close of the hole that I'm digging or planting the tomato in. This tomato right here is a beefsteak, and what I'm going to do is, as you can see, the hole is deep. If I were to cover it up, it'd cover the whole plant. I do that because a few reasons. One, I want some of that good manure and compost underneath the roots. And 2, I'm actually going to bury this pretty deep. I'm going to bury it probably about here over these first set of leaves. You can pinch these off if you want to, or you can just put the dirt over it. When researching that, I saw that sometimes if you do cut these off, it can cause an infection in the plant. So I'm just going to leave the leaves on and put the dirt just about here. And that is how I do it. Nothing special. But yeah, let me get this planted and I will show you when they're all done. Okay, so now that it's in the ground, you can see that it's planted pretty deep. The reason for doing that is because actually on the stem, anything that's touching dirt will start to grow new roots. Some people like to plant their starts in the garden sideways so that the roots have to, or the stem goes sideways and then the roots have to climb up. It just makes for a stronger plant. I planted mine, you know what? I don't even think I planted mine deep last year. And so this is kind of an experiment to see if it works. I'm sure it will. There's no harm in doing it. So that is what it looks like once it's planted in the ground. Okay, I just planted everything. Took me about 20 minutes. It felt like way longer because it was so stinking hot. I know that it's only like 70, 75 out, but I'm just not used to that. I haven't acclimated to the warmer weather yet. So I got those all in the ground, and I'm gonna sit and drink a water bottle. And while I sit here, I'm going to use these plastic knives to label the tomato plants. I actually got this idea from my mom. I went up to her and my dad's house on Mother's Day, and she was planting in her hoop house, and she had plastic forks with the name of the tomato, and then she just stuck it in the ground. I don't have any plastic forks, but I do have a bunch of knives from Barrett's birthday party. So while I sit here and cool down, I'm just going to write out those tags, and then all that's left for the tomatoes is to label them and fertilize them, and then they're all done. saw, I got the tomatoes in the ground. I do have a few left over. I'll show you what I have left. I have 2 beefsteak, 5 Chef's Blend. I was calling it Chef's Choice, but it's Chef's Blend. And then 2 large Romas. Now I think I'm gonna find a spot for the beefsteak and the large Roma, and then maybe 1 more Chef's Blend, and then I'll just gift the other ones. So I'm thinking maybe in the front yard I'll try to plant a few and see how they do, and if they do great, then I'll plant them there again next year. And so I'm gonna find a spot for them, and then I also need to plant these peppers that I picked up last night. We decided last minute that we actually do want to grow peppers. I had to go to a couple stores to try to find jalapenos, and I was only able to find 2. So I have this one and this one right here are my serranos. This was a poblano pepper. It looks the best out of all 5 of them. And then 2 jalapeno peppers. Now when it comes to peppers, I have never had luck. I've never had a successful plant. So wish me luck, and I hope that it goes well. I'm gonna find a nice sunny spot to plant these, and then do the same thing with the tomatoes. Dig a hole and add the compost, manure, and eggshell mixture. So let me find a spot where I'm gonna plant those, and then I will show you guys. Okay, I planted 2 peppers here, and then I decided to plant one over here on this side as well. So for the cages, since they're just for keeping my dogs out, I'm just gonna place them upside down over the plant. They're pretty good about, if there's something there, they normally don't go in there, or at least jump over it. So hopefully this keeps them from smushing my pepper plant. 7 eggs today. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let's see if it will focus. It's like little freckles, but they're raised. It might be like a calcium thing. Yeah, 7 eggs, not bad, since we only have 7 layers.
Just trying the bolt away.
I am. You want to show them? I'm going to cut the tags off of these, and I'm going to put them in the beds and attempt to keep the birds from eating my starts.
I don't watch my eyes.
It's shiny, huh?
Okay. Look. Look.
Wow, that is fast. I'm out here in my front yard. Don't judge me, these beds really need some work done on them. There are a lot of flowers in here. We have some euphorbia and some daisies, lavender. I can't remember what that bush is, but I've killed it and it doesn't look that great. Some asters. I can't remember what these are called. And then I can't remember what these are called either. But it needs to be weeded up here. But I squeezed in between the Shasta daisies and this flower right here, I squeezed in a large Roma. And then on this one, I squeezed in a beefsteak. Now the T-posts work better than like a tomato cage, so I just put those in the ground. I'm not super strong, so I wasn't able to get them down deep in the ground, but Michael can come out here tonight and fix that for me. So yeah, I found a spot for 2 more tomatoes. I have 5 Chef's Blend and 1 Roma left, I believe. So I think I'll try to find somebody to give those to. I don't have any more room for those. So while I tie up this second side of the pea trellis, I just wanted to take a second to say thank you guys for watching my videos and commenting and liking and subscribing. I know I say it every time, but it really does mean a lot to me that you guys take that time out of your day. I know how busy everybody can get, and the fact that you're willing to watch, spend 10 minutes out of your day, even 20 minutes. I have some longer videos. Just take that time out of your day to watch my videos. It really does mean a lot. So I just wanted to say thank you. And yes, I hope you guys have a beautiful week, and I hope wherever you live it's nice and sunny and you can get out in the yard. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.